It began as a partnership that sparkled. On the surface they fit. Two elite athletes. Towering presence, undeniable star quality. Cassius, Belair, and the Storm. Jade Cargill, they teamed, held gold, dominated in the division. But as their arc progressed, something subtle shifted. A quiet unease that would eventually unravel into open conflict. Bianca's journey was long and earned. She climbed, fought, overcame. Jade arrived with hype, with the backing, with everything aligned for a rapid ascent. They captured the Women's Tag Team Championship together, and for a time, the division felt unstoppable when they stood side by side. Yet underneath the gloss, reports indicate Bianca may have been uneasy. She had worked years, built her reputation from the ground up, while Jade seemed to receive superstar treatment immediately. Some insiders suggest that dynamic planted the seeds of resentment. TJR Wrestling +2, WrestleTalk +2, by autumn 2024, the gears of change began turning. On a night of SmackDown, November 22nd, Jade was found attacked backstage, or in one telling version, in a vehicle in the parking lot. The camera didn't catch it. The assailant remained unknown, but the result was clear. Jade was written off television. Sidelined, her title run with Bianca ended, replaced by Naomi stepping into their spot. Wikipedia +1, during Jade's absence, Bianca had to move forward. She pursued singles challenges, carried the brand. Meanwhile, Jade's return loomed. Then March 2025 arrived, and with it a moment that changed everything. Jade returned during the Women's Elimination Chamber match, launching an attack on Naomi, not her former partner, Bianca, but the act echoed back to their past. Pact. Bianca watched from her pod, confused. In an interview, she said the moment was very confusing. I feel like I still need answers. WrestleTalk +1, that attack forced the storyline into a new direction, partner to foe, or, at the very least, an uneasy alliance in retreat. While Bianca struggled with the injuries she suffered at 41, a broken knuckle joint that derailed her schedule and kept her off TV and ring for months, Jade's heel turn gained traction. Bianca admitted publicly she is hoping I can be back in the ring soon, after a journey of frustration and healing. Fightful at the same time, elite voices such as Hall of Famer Mark Henry suggested Bianca should return as a heel, perhaps aligning with Jade instead of locking horns, a reversal that speaks to how malleable this rivalry has become. Newsweek. Across these months, the women's division watched and waited. Jade's return was accompanied by championship ambition. Bianca's absence left an opening. When Bianca appeared as a guest referee at the WWE Evolution event of July 2025, Jade and Naomi brawled under her watch. Jade's heel shift was now clear. Bianca oversaw the chaos but did not intervene. That moment acted like a faucet being turned off and on, signals of a turning tide. E-Wrestling, WWE, AEW, News +1 for Bianca. The narrative is one of rebuild, injured, frustrated, watching her legacy line up next to someone else's ascent. But it's also a story of resilience. When she returns, she will not only reclaim her place but redefine it. The suggestion of a heel turn adds complexity. What if one of WWE's brightest fan favorites returns with a darker edge? The addition of Jade in the scene only deepens the possibility. On the other hand, for Jade, everything is trajectory. The mystery of her attack, the eagerness for redemption, the shift to heel power, she's been positioned to dominate. Reports that she's back, ready, cleared, hint that her next chapter will begin with fireworks. The Times of India +1. The tension lies not solely in their relationship but in what that relationship represents. In teaming, Bianca played mentor. She elevated Jade. But as Jade grew, did Bianca feel passed by? Some insiders say yes. The pairing that elevated both also exposed a power imbalance. The instant star and the longtime workhorse, it is an age-old story in wrestling, but ripe for modern execution. TJR Wrestling. What stands out is how the attack narrative became the fulcrum. The unknown assailant, the brawl, the turn, the absence all created a vacuum of truth that the company could populate with drama. The question of who attacked Jade remains teasingly unanswered. Naomi became a suspect. Jade returned and attacked her. Bianca stood in limbo. The story's pain points mirror real-life ambiguity. Betrayal, trust, ambition, on-screen and off-screen blur. Wikipedia +1 now. As we head toward major events like War Games or Survivor Series and the women's evolution in WWE, the stage is set for a showdown. Bianca's return will likely be special, a marquee moment, and Jade will want to amplify her heel status with a major victory. And if they face each other, it won't just be a match, it will be a reckoning. For years of pushing, being pushed, mentoring, being mentored. For being a tag team, then becoming adversaries. It's one of those stories where legacy and future collide. Then there's the fan dynamic. Bianca has built enormous goodwill from years of hard work. Jade already has part of the newer generation behind her. If Bianca returns as a babyface and faces Jade as heel, the storytelling is smooth. Veteran meets rising star, pride meets hunger. If Bianca returns as a heel and aligns with Jade, the story becomes darker. Dominant force crushing the division, two giants in tandem. Either path has rich potential, Behind the scenes, the real-world elements fuel the kayfabe. Bianca's injury, recovery, Jade's mysterious absence, the unanswered questions, these are narrative gold. The fans aren't just watching moves, they're watching history in progress. And the company is smart to plant seeds of doubt, alliances, shifting loyalties. The guest referee role for Bianca wasn't filler, it was foreshadowing. The attack on Naomi wasn't just a brawl, it was a statement. The timing of Jade's return and Bianca's trailer recovery synchronized to build maximum impact. Let's talk stakes. For Bianca, it's about prove it all over again. She's already accomplished, but absence creates questions. Can she pick up seamlessly? Will she adapt her style? And if she turns heel, will the audience follow? For Jade, it's about making her mark. She has the look, the presence, the momentum. But the tag team chapter with Bianca formed her launchpad, and now she must separate, define herself in singles. Beating Bianca or even attacking her gives instant credibility. And what about the tag team that was? When two women stand atop a division together and then fracture, the emotional resonance lands harder. The breakup of a dominant team yields storylines full of betrayal, shifting trust, identity crisis. Fans remember the shared goal, they feel the drift. That nostalgia enriches the rivalry. The moment Jade returned and attacked Naomi instead of Bianca might have seemed odd, but it kept Bianca in the story as something to be reckoned with. She wasn't forgotten. In terms of timing, the pieces align. Jade has been reported ready to return for months. Bianca has been medically sidelined, but clearly on the comeback trail. Between them is the narrative pivot, Julia's ascent versus Bianca's legacy. And that hints at one major match in the near future. This isn't about a random feud, it's about the elevation of the women's division. And they are among its cornerstones. The key matchup might happen sooner than we think. Maybe at the Women's Evolution event, maybe War Games, maybe a marquee show like WrestleMania next year. WWE thrives on momentum. And right now the momentum is with these two women. One returning, one ready, and the tension is palpable. The guest referee moment, the backstage silence, the teased heel turn are signals for what's next. What we haven't seen yet is the final blow. The moment they confront each other face to face, weapon in hand, both knowing the history they share. That moment will likely include commentary referencing their past tag run, their success together, and the unanswered questions from the attack. The commentators will ask aloud, did she really betray you? Bianca will respond with pain or fire, and Jade will smirk, ready to claim what she believes is her moment. In narrative structure, this is textbook. Allies become rivals. Mentor becomes equal or opponent. Legacy collides with ambition. It's motivated by real injury, real time away, real career arcs, and that makes it richer than a simple who wins a title story. It feels personal. If you're a fan, watch for the following. Bianca's first match, beyond how she is portrayed. Is she a heroic return or a darker force? Watch Jade's promos. Does she reference Bianca's past? Does she acknowledge the tag team days or pretend they never happened? The promos will carry the emotional weight. The first interaction where Bianca and Jade share a ring without being allies will tell us how far this goes. The first single showdown may not happen right away, but even a tag where they are on opposite teams will shift the psychology. The women's division itself stands on the brink of change. When two big stars like these intersect, they elevate everyone around them. Scraps for the title matter less when the narrative is personal. When Bianca returns, expect others. Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, Iyo Sky 2 also respond. Jade will likely look to dominate the title scene, but she'll have to go through a gauntlet. And maybe the real benefit here is that all of them win. Bianca's return, Jade's rise, the division as a whole. In the end, the story of Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill isn't just about two athletes. It's about momentum, legacy, partnership, and change. Two women who stood together, won together, and are now headed for a dramatic break. One is returning from the brink, the other has already assumed her ascendancy. One carries history, the other carries promise.